Alrighty, y'all. I don't want you guys to ever question my commitment. It's currently 12:42 here on Friday night, or I guess it's now Saturday morning where I'm at. I'm just coming back from a wedding. I was on the dance floor. I was getting down. I wasn't doing the Cupid Shuffle. I don't believe in songs that tell you how to dance. But anyway, I get out and I see that Karl-Anthony Towns has been traded. What the hell happened? I leave my phone for a couple hours and this is the shit that goes down. This is nuts. What just happened? So let's review. The Knicks have acquired Karl-Anthony Towns. Didn't know he was available. I know that there'd been some whispers here and there, but he's going to the New York Knicks. The Knicks are going to send the Timberwolves Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, a future first-round pick via the Detroit Pistons. What even is that pick? I'm going to have to see. But yeah, Towns was stunned by the trade, according to a league source. Exactly. I'm stunned by this trade. Like, look, was Karl-Anthony Towns probably off of trade discussions? Like it's not like he was off the table. No, clearly not, right? I think all of us were for the right opportunity they might do it. Karl-Anthony Towns has his flaws, he has his strengths, but the Timberwolves just had an incredible season, right? And here's my thing. If you were going to trade Karl-Anthony Towns, I don't know why Julius Randle was the move. And I should clarify. Let's take even a further step back, right? Let's take a further step back. This is clearly a business move. So let's ignore the basketball in it for a second. This is very evidently a business move. This is not a basketball move, and that's disappointing. If you're a Timberwolves fan, you should be disappointed in this because this was not a basketball move. This was a business move. And that sucks, right? Karl-Anthony Towns was a better player for this team than having Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. Well, we'll talk about Julius Randle and everything, but Karl-Anthony Towns was better for this team. He just was. It's just that's just a fact. And so seeing this happen is disappointing. Julius Randle is a cheaper player. Having him and Dante DiVincenzo, it's cheaper, right? Karl-Anthony Towns was coming off a meniscus injury in which he rushed back and everything. Maybe they didn't feel great about him long-term or something like that. Fine, fair enough, right? Why was this not a Brandon Ingram trade? That was my first question. The Pelicans clearly would have loved to have had Karl-Anthony Towns. That's the perfect player to have next to Zion, and they were talking about trading Ingram. I would much rather have Brandon Ingram than Julius Randle on this team. I would. And Julius Randle's a good basketball player. So is Dante DiVincenzo. It's just, we all know the Julius Randle thing, right? I mean, Julius Randle plays very good basketball, but it's very isolated good basketball, meaning he can play good basketball with himself. We haven't really seen him play good basketball with a team. And we've seen in the playoffs, players like that tend to struggle, right? And so has he, right? It's kind of the Joel Embiid effect at times when he's one of those guys that gets it in the high post. They do a lot of operating around there. Not many other, or not much other movement happens around him, right? Kind of tough. The Dante DiVincenzo thing sucks for just a fan perspective of basketball. I really wanted to see these Villanova guys end up together, but I can't fault the New York Knicks for this. Hey, Knicks fans, great. We weren't sure if you were going to trade Julius Randle. We were is he going to have to play center for you guys or something? You guys found your center, and damn, you got a good one. The Knicks are so stupid loaded. It's not even fair. It's just garbage. What even is this? By the way, I'll do some updated season preview videos for you guys sometime this weekend, and I'll try to get them up for you guys. But this is, I'm having such a hard time trying to understand this. From the Knicks' perspective, they get Karl-Anthony Towns, right? They just have another elite player to add on this team. He fits better. He's going to be a spacing five for them that, while the defense will be questionable, you still have Mitchell Robinson that you can go to as well. Losing Dante DiVincenzo is hard, but you've got a bunch of other good players on this team. You have a lot of other depth, right? So that's not a big deal either. You'd rather just have Karl-Anthony Towns. You'd rather have the center position figured out after you lost Hartenstein and everything. But, man, if you're a Timberwolves fan, this kind of blows. And, you got good basketball players back for Karl-Anthony Towns, and you got a draft pick. That's cool. Again, I don't know what Pistons pick this is. I got to see what pick this is. Let's go on Fanspo. They have it's a lottery protected pick. So, I don't know if this, conveys to something later. You guys can let me know in the comments, but, no, I'm not doing this from a basketball standpoint. And you guys hear me talk about culture and stuff a lot in these videos when it comes to, hey, how do you establish winning and stuff like that, right? And how do you tell your players that this is the way we're going to do things and everything? And the Timberwolves finally have playoff success. It's been forever. It's been since Kevin Garnett since they've had any playoff success at all. They hardly ever make the playoffs, let alone have playoff success. And they finally do it with this group. And then they go and break it up by trading like the second best player on the team. And you can maybe say it's Rudy or something like that. But like, I would have much rather them gone after like a Brandon Ingram or something like that. You give Naz Reid more minutes and stuff like that. And that's another thing about this. Like, this is going to help them retain Naz Reid. He was on the last year of his deal and you want to keep him. He's a valuable player. This is going to allow them to do that. So like, from a business standpoint, I get it. It's just unfortunate that you're making business decisions when you were that good last year, right? Like, that's just, I don't know. That's just kind of bogus to me. So I don't know. I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about this deal. I don't know. I'm struggling to understand it. Like, the Timberwolves had such a poor offense to watch last year anyway. I mean, it was basically Ant created something, or like Cat was popping and hitting shots, and that was pretty much it. Julius Randle's like less mobile, not like actually mobile, but he plays a less mobile style of basketball than Cat does. So, I mean, you're like I said, you're getting a good player. He's an all NBA type player, that's for sure. I don't think this is conducive to you winning. I mean, if we can think about Minnesota's bench now, you do have an interesting bench because presumably it's just going to be the same starting lineup except Julius Randle is replacing Cat, which, okay, fair enough, right? Like, that's still pretty good starting five and everything. You now have DiVincenzo off the bench, so you at least have a little bit more depth now. You have Dillingham, you've got DiVincenzo, you got Naw, aka Nickeil Alexander-Walker, you have Terrence Shannon, and you have Naz Reid. So you've got 10 good basketball players on this team now, and that's good. You've got some more offensive firepower and stuff like that off the bench now. Offense was a struggle for you guys the year before. I don't know, man. I don't know. There wasn't a great answer for Cat at times because he was that good offensively and he could score that well. Defensively, he was pretty good on the perimeter too, which is something that like I've been like saying for forever. I'm like, just don't make him be like a post defender. Like, put him out on the perimeter, make him focus, and he can switch and get onto people, and he's athletic enough to keep wings in front of him. And honestly, like I liked what I saw out of that. So that's why him and Rudy worked so well at times. But he's out now, man. The former first overall pick's on his way to New York. And like I said, I mean, I'll be so curious to see what happens here in New York with karl-Anthony Towns. Like, the amount of diversity that they can have on offense and defense is insane. Like, just the amount of different types of quality players that they can throw in is insane. And also, did Tom Thibodeau sign off on this? Like, I'm just thinking about that now. Did Tom Thibodeau okay this trade? Did they talk to Tibbs? Because it didn't seem like he liked Cat very much in Minnesota. Like, it sure didn't seem like it. So he wants him back now? I don't know. I mean, maybe at the end of the day, he just wanted a center, and he was like, I'd prefer not to have to play Mitchell Robinson that many minutes or Precious Achiuwa there or something like that. So, I don't know. It was a quiet offseason for the most part, y'all. It was a pretty quiet offseason. We literally just did a season preview with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and, you know, we do trades in all those videos, and we couldn't come up with a trade for Minnesota. I was like, there's nothing, like, realistically that exists here. Did we mention a Julius Randle thing at all? Did I make a joke about that? I feel like I might have. I don't know. You guys remind me, but what the hell's going on, man? It's the NBA, man. The league never sleeps. The league never sleeps. So yeah, anyway, I'll get you guys some updated season preview videos and everything, and shit, we'll go from there. I've got to shower up and go to bed. Like I said, it's like 1 a.m, done with wedding stuff and everything. Weddings are long. I'm getting too old for this. I'm 25 now. But hey, big trades, man. Big trades. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. We'll see you later.